The Speaker of the House of Commons made this announcement in the House.
I wish to say something about the announcement which has just been made about Her Majesty. I know I speak on behalf of the entire House when I say that we send our best wishes to Her Majesty the Queen and that she and the royal family are in our thoughts and prayers at this moment. I'm going to take no more, if there is anything else, we will update the House accordingly. Thank you. Ian Blackford.
And in response, the Prime Minister, Liz Truss, told the House that the whole country will be deeply concerned by the news from Buckingham Palace this lunchtime, adding that her thoughts and the thoughts of the people across the United Kingdom are with Her Majesty the Queen and her family at this time. So a lot of warm wishes being sent to the royal family. Let's return to our royal correspondent, Rhiannon Mills. Rhiannon, I mean, obviously people will be concerned about the Queen. We last saw her on Tuesday, didn't we, when she met the new Prime Minister, and she is 96 and does look rather frail. But what else are you able to tell us?
So, Jane, I have literally just heard in the last few moments that their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall, have travelled to Balmoral, and also that the Duke of Cambridge is travelling to Balmoral as well. We know that Prince Charles and Camilla have been spending a great deal of time in Scotland over the summer holidays. They often do. They have their own property at Birkhall, which is just up the road from Balmoral, and also some of the papers have been suggesting that the Prince of Wales has been slightly unusually making daily visits to go and see the Queen, whether that's accurate or not, but just to give you an idea of some of the topics that people have been talking about when it comes to the Queen being up in Scotland. But yeah, it has to be, it said it is unusual to hear that the Duke of Cambridge is also now travelling up to Balmoral, but I think it does very much chime with that statement that we had from Buckingham Palace just after 12:30, in which they said that following further evaluation this morning, the Queen's doctors are concerned for Her Majesty's health and have recommended that she remains under medical supervision. The Queen remains comfortable and is at Balmoral. They also, I understand, have informed family members, which of course would make sense now that we hear that they are all heading on their way to, many of them are heading on their way to Balmoral at the moment to, no doubt, see the Queen for themselves. There had been some speculation around that the Queen may have fallen, but we're being guided away from that. It has to be said that a lot of speculation started certainly on social media when pieces of paper were being passed around, it seemed, within the House of Commons shortly after that energy statement that was made by Prime Minister Liz Truss. So that's where speculation started. Has to be said, it's really unusual for the Palace to give us updates when it comes to the Queen's medical matters. We know that obviously last night they had to do the same. They had to tell us that she had to cancel that Privy Council meeting, which she was going to do virtually from Balmoral. And then today we're being told that not just that the Queen is being told to rest, but the doctors, they are concerned about her, and she remains under medical supervision. But also worth pointing out, she hasn't been moved to hospital. She is currently still at Balmoral, which of course is where we've seen the latest pictures of her. I have to say there were many people who looked at that picture of her standing in front of the fireplace in the drawing room, waiting to welcome her 15th Prime Minister. And it was more of an image of a grandmother, I would say, than as head of state. And in some ways, I think people did look at her and think, gosh, she has become more frail. And certainly I think we have seen that over the last 12 months. I was thinking back to this time last year where we saw the Queen planting a tree at Balmoral with the Prince of Wales. She was then very busy. She opened the Scottish Parliament, she opened the Welsh Parliament. She was outside Buckingham Palace launching the Commonwealth Baton Relay with Prince Edward. She also then conducted a business summit at Windsor, and she was incredibly busy. But then in October she was told to cancel at the last minute a trip to Northern Ireland, and it was then around that time that we heard that she had to go into hospital for some tests. Everything that I've been hearing over the last few weeks, that there's been no sense